Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to give it just a moment before we get started to let everyone join us, and then we'll get started with today's topic. All right, so hello everyone. My name is Bobby Lynn Kekic. I use the she series pronouns and I'm the executive director for orientation and student onboarding. And I am joined today with two of my fabulous colleagues, and I'm going to invite them to introduce themselves. Then I'll share a few housekeeping tips and then we'll get started with today's topic. So, Fred, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you're joining us from. My name is Fred Backhoffner. I'm the Help Desk Manager in IT Client Services here at Bentley. I use he, him, his pronouns, and I manage the help desk and knowledge base articles and knowledge management and all that good stuff that we provide our students. Paul?
Hi, my name is Paul Tabak. I also work in the IT Client Services Department. My role here is a ITSM administrator. I work on the helping administrate the ServiceNow platform. Previously to that, I did work at the help desk at IT at Bentley University.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both so much for being here. And we do have one more campus expert who will be joining us in a little bit for the second half of our presentation. But we really do appreciate everyone taking some time out of their busy day to join us for our topic today on our technology resources inside and outside of the classroom. There's a lot of technology that drives our institution, and we know that our students may be quite familiar with using some of this, but coming to a new community, there's always something new to learn. And we want to make sure that you have the ability to maximize these tools to really enhance your experience. So, like we do with all live chats, this is being recorded so that you'll be able to access it at a later date. Go back and refresh your memory on some of these really useful tools. Additionally, we will open it up to some live question and answer. If you do have a question throughout, you're welcome to post that using the Q&A button on your screen. And then we will also open it up to any questions at the end that we don't get to while we're presenting. And then at the very, very end, if you still are left with questions, we will provide a slide that will give you some useful tips and areas that you can reach out to us to get some additional support as you navigate some of these pieces. So with that being said, I am going to turn it over to Fred to get us started. Thanks so much for being here.
And thank you, Bobby Lynn, and thank you to Paul and Bill for joining us today, and to all of you. So again, good afternoon or good morning to you. Welcome. We are actually so excited that you are now part of the Bentley community as students, as family friends, and we are actually very, very happy that we'll be seeing you in mid to late August, and I know you're excited as well. With that brings a lot of new experiences, a lot of new information. And as Bobby Lynn was just saying, there's a lot of technology here at Bentley. Well, what I also want to emphasize and what I'm going to present today is there's a lot of technology, but there's also a lot of help and support available for you, whether even in person or online or by the telephone, believe it or not. We have a phone system. So we're going to talk about all the support that we provide to the Bentley community here through the help desk and IT client services at Bentley. So the agenda here is up on your slide. And the place that anybody would want to go, and I'm going to demo these towards the end of my section on the presentation. My Bentley is the main landing page to get to any software applications that you would be using at Bentley. And there's a lot of quick links on there, very commonly used handy quick links that are on My Bentley as well, that are available to you. So we're going to talk about My Bentley. We're going to talk about Workday. And of course, the terms keep changing. We can't keep up with Microsoft, right? Who can? So it's been called Microsoft Office. It's been called Office 365. It's been called Microsoft 365. It's called M365. So as I go through the presentation, I may refer to them as many different things. Office 365, M365. So just to make you aware of that, the names and vocabulary keep changing. And I'm going to talk about, of course, the services that are on campus to support you with technology. If you know, in the event you're not sure where to go, I'm going to give you all of that information to have. We'll be talking about Brightspace and Zoom specifically, as Bobby Lynn mentioned, that Bill from the Academic Technology Center will be giving a deeper dive into Brightspace once I finish a portion of my presentation. And we'll talk about entering work orders, the laptop purchase program that all of you should have received an email about. And of course, to reiterate, how to get help while you're here at campus or even if you're remote. Okay, so as I was mentioning, my Bentley, you may see a lot of links, hear about a lot of links. The link for my Bentley is at the top of the slide. This is probably the only link you'll need to remember when you think, how do I get to a software application? If you can just write down or take a picture of this, or when this is shared out on YouTube, it's my.bentley.edu. When you go to my.bentley.edu, you'll be presented with a screen similar to this. And then I'm going to do a little demo towards the end. But my.bentley.edu is the main landing page to find your applications. Important note, if some of you have a subscription to Office 365 personally, or you have your own Zoom account personally, or maybe you even have a LinkedIn Learning account, you want to be going to these through My Bentley, because sometimes we see people contact us and they're having an issue with an application. And the links in My Bentley to Office 365 Workday are Bentley specific links for you as a Bentley student. You will be logging in with your Bentley email address. So always use the links that are on the My Bentley page. Okay. And if you click on the All Resources, that will list additional links. The most common 10 are what you're seeing at the top of My Bentley, but we'll take a look at that a little bit later on. Okay. On the bottom of the My Bentley page, as I mentioned, there's some quick links for you. One of the most important, when you set up your Bentley email, everybody should have received, if you've deposited at Bentley, you got your information to say, set up your Bentley email, and you would have done that. If you need to reset your Bentley password, you would do that on your own. You could always contact the help desk if you are stuck, and we'll need to ask a lot of security questions and, get some verification from you. But you can do it on your own. You would click this link here, change, reset Bentley password, and it will push you to a Microsoft screen and ask you to identify yourself. The health portal, and to submit work orders. If you do live on campus, if there's an issue in your room, you'd submit the work order, and that will go to our facilities department, and they will address that with you. So those are just a few of the commonly used links that people go to My Bentley for as a student. Okay, Workday. Workday is the student information system, in simple terms. That is where you maintain your personal information, your permanent address, a temporary address, your contact telephone number. If you are a student, you always want to be sure that your mobile phone number is your phone number in Workday and not your parents, because if Bentley needs to reach you, we're going to contact you on that number and we want to be reaching you. We don't want to, concern your parents by Bentley calling them. So this is the place where you'd update your address, your phone number. This is where you would register for your classes. I know you're registering for classes a little later in the summer, and then in November, you'll register for the spring. In the registrar's office, academic services will be reaching out to you. So the Office of Student Success will reach out to you to register. So you register for your classes, your grades are kept in Workday, information towards your degree, and you would pay your tuition bill in Workday. Apply for a student job through Workday. So as I mentioned earlier, my.bentley.edu is where you go to click on Workday. And I'm going to give you a little demo of that a little bit later. And there are some websites here listed that have some job aids, how to do certain common tasks in Workday if you're a student or if you're a family member. As a student, you have the ability to grant your parents or legal guardian or a guest access to view your bill, pay your bill. And then you'd have to authorize them to do that as a student. But then there's some information here for the family as well, how to access that once you're granted access by the Bentley student. So as I was mentioning, every student at Bentley has access to Office 365. That's accessible by your Bentley email address. And when you log into it, which I will show you a little bit later in the demo, I know lots more to come, right? You'll log in. This gives you access to the Bentley email. Bentley email is Microsoft Outlook, and we provide every student access to OneDrive. It's Bentley's OneDrive. As I was mentioning earlier, just be careful if you have another OneDrive account, you're using the Bentley OneDrive account. Microsoft Teams, if you want to meet with groups or organizations that you're a member of, or just a few other students, you can do a Teams meeting online and also store documents inside Teams. It does contain SharePoint and, of course, Word, Excel, and Microsoft PowerPoint. So forgive me for repeating it again, but my.bentley.edu, when you log in there and you click Office 365, you will then be in the Microsoft 365 area, and you will see a screen similar to this landing page, this PowerPoint slide at the top. You'll see the Outlook and Word and Excel. Depending on the application that you use more frequently, as you notice, Outlook here is showing in a larger block on the left. If you use another application, you may see that appear on the left, but this is similar. Now, you can use Microsoft 365 online anywhere where you're logged in on a computer. Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and the Outlook email. However, you can also download a copy of it onto your computer as well. If you see over to the right here of the PowerPoint slide under SharePoint, you see all apps. That's going to list a lot more apps. There's also an option to install it locally. So it's fine online. I use it myself online many times, but you can also download a local copy to your computer. Okay, and you can do it up to on 5 devices. But when you access that, you're using your Bentley email to access that. Okay, Microsoft OneDrive currently provides a terabyte of data of cloud storage, and Microsoft email, Outlook email, Office 365, you have access to this the entire time you're a Bentley student, while you're registered as a Bentley student. And you do maintain it a few months after graduation. It's 6 months after graduation, the access to this does expire. Okay. And as I've already mentioned, Microsoft Teams is a real big benefit for every student for document collaboration. Okay, so Wi-Fi on campus. When you're on campus, you'll notice a few different Wi-Fi options. Where you want to be connecting is EduRoam. That's the secure Wi-Fi for Bentley students. You also would put in your Bentley email address and your password. That would give you the secure Wi-Fi access on the campus. When your family, friends come on campus, they'd use the Bentley guest Wi-Fi. And some good stuff. There's also a third Wi-Fi on campus called B device. That is to register your smart devices, your home devices, your Xboxes, things like that. Separate, kept off the EduRoam network, but EduRoam is where you want to be. And I just want to take this opportunity to remind people and emphasize security at Bentley we take very seriously. Please do not share your Bentley password with anyone. This includes your family, your friends, your roommates. Do not share your Bentley password. Only you should know that. And when you contact IT, we will not ask for your Bentley password. We shouldn't be asking for your Bentley password. Only you have that. Okay, that's just very important on that one for security. Okay, and as I was mentioning earlier, if you do have to call the help desk, we will certainly help reset your password if self-service doesn't work. But we do ask a lot of security questions just for your own safety. One bit of advice, enable Wi-Fi calling on your cell phone when you're on campus. We all travel different places and sometimes there's limited cell service when we go to certain places. So certainly just enable Wi-Fi calling on your cell phone when you're on campus. Wired ports, there are not wired ports available on campus. That's why Wi-Fi is the way to go. Okay. If you have, of course, a laptop needs to be Wi-Fi capable. Any desktop or gaming computers that you bring on campus must have a Wi-Fi card installed in them. Okay. Okay, the big question is printing. Do I need to bring a printer to campus? The short answer is no, not necessary. I'm not a student at Bentley. I don't think many students have printers on campus. We're not saying you can't bring one, but it is not necessary. We have laser printers in the student center, in the library, and in a couple of the academic buildings on upper campus. I know Jennison Hall and the Smith building have black and white and color printers. So not necessary to bring one to campus. Once you get to campus, you can search for, there's an article out there, how to install those. Falcon printing, it's called. The Falcon is our Bentley mascot. His first name is Flex. So Falcon Printing is the driver you'd want to install on your laptop to be able to print. Your Wi-Fi option needs to be on EduRoam. Again, that's your Bentley email and your password to get onto EduRoam. Print funds. So how it works is when you print a document, you send it through you install the printer, Falcon Printing, on your computer. You send the document through Word or Excel or a web browser to Falcon Print, and then you go to a printer, swipe your ID. Each student gets $40 in print funds a semester. This is not actual cash. This is just an allotment of print funds to use. Each time you print, it deducts a nickel a page for a black and white printout, and 25 cents for color. And if you do double-sided, I think it's 4.5 cents, and 24.5 cents, something like that for color. So this money doesn't carry over. It's not like our cell phone minutes, if we don't use them, they carry over. These funds don't carry over, but each semester you get a fresh $40. Okay. Okay. The majority of the students on campus, and I'd say more than the majority, most people never exhaust this $40 in printing funds. Most things are online now. We checked at one point with other schools to say, how many pages do people print? I think this comes out to about 700 or 800 pages a semester, which is generally is more than adequate. It's just, to control, to be sustainable. Okay, so depending, we have Zoom and we have Teams at Bentley. So part of the Microsoft 365 license includes Microsoft Teams. As a Bentley student, you also have access to Zoom. Sometimes faculty will use Zoom for meetings. And as I was mentioning earlier, always use your my.bentley.edu to access Zoom, and then you'd sign in with your Bentley email address and password. Same with Microsoft Teams. You'd go into My Bentley Office 365, sign in with your Bentley email address and password. And always open Zoom and Teams once a week to check for updates before a scheduled meeting. And I say this from experience. We've all been caught, and we have a meeting at 1 o'clock and we sign in at 1 minute of 1, and then it has to run updates. And then sometimes the computer's got to run updates, and yeah, and then we panic. We've all been there. I have as well. So just a reminder, once a week, run Zoom, run Teams updates. And of course, before you get into a meeting, always check that your audio and your video are working. So as I was mentioning earlier, if you're living on campus, there's a system called Infor that's on My Bentley. That's where you log a work order if something's wrong in your room. Issue with the door lock, HVAC, something's broken. This goes to facilities, and they will, and I can speak from experience that they're very good. They follow up quickly, and they resolve the issue. Infor the login is a little different. That's the only application I'm aware of that the login is a little different for that. Okay, and you're going to use your Bentley ID number to log into Infor. But you must be on campus to do that and connected to EduRoam. Okay, so I'll give you the little demo of that along with everything else when I'm done talking. So as I was mentioning earlier, a lot of people buy the laptop through Micros Northeast, which is our vendor. I believe last year almost 40% did. Not required, but this gives a decent price, and it includes a lot of benefits. The laptop purchased through Micros Northeast, it's a choice of an HP or a Lenovo. It includes 4-year accidental damage protection. That's if you accidentally drop it, accidentally spill something on it, something happens to it, that is covered. It includes a 4-year battery one-time replacement. If the battery is to fail, it'll allow a one-time battery replacement for you over the 4 years. We do recommend that you put your order in as soon as possible. Due to pricing, due to everything going on, we want to be sure you get the order in as soon as possible. If your order is put in after August 14th, those are going to ship to Bentley. The laptops, when you order them, get shipped to your home within the United States. But after August 14th, the vendor and Bentley, we don't want to chance it that the shipment may not make it, because you're arriving on campus the week of the 25th. So we don't want to take any chances. So those will all ship to Bentley. If you order it after, then it will ship to Bentley, and you'd come to the help desk at Bentley with your Bentley ID, and you could pick it up at Bentley. If you choose to purchase the computer through Micros Northeast, you log into the computer. This is a personal computer. You're setting it up with your personal Microsoft account when you first set the computer up, not your Bentley email. And then once you open your Outlook email and your Microsoft, then you use your Bentley email. But the initial setup, you would be using your personal Microsoft account. Also, if you buy the computer through Micros Northeast, if you have a problem with it, you can bring it directly to the help desk at Bentley. We can take it in for you. We have a technician on site, a Micros Northeast technician on site who is certified to fix them, is A+ certified, Lenovo and HP certified. We'll take that in and we'll get that fixed for you. And if you have the warranty and you have accidental damage, so if it's an accident, it would be covered. We'll also give you a loaner laptop to use. We'll give you a HP laptop to borrow while that's computer's in being fixed at Bentley. And we would assist you as a student, or the student log it into that loaner. And you would want to be saving your documents in Bentley's OneDrive. Only you have access to the OneDrive through your account. So that's the good thing. You're not going to be out of luck if you drop your computer off, providing you have saved everything on your Bentley OneDrive. You can pull it right up on the loaner and keep going. You can keep that as long as the computer's in. And we try to get them turned around as quickly as we can. We get it in, we diagnose it. The technician, the Micros technician, will order the part for you, and we'll get that part installed and then let you know when it's ready. We do strongly suggest that you use a Windows laptop for all of your classes. Okay, that's something we highly, highly recommend. Mac computers require the installation of a virtualization software to run Windows applications. That is a cost to you, and it can be time consuming to install it. So we strongly recommend using a Windows laptop. Okay, so as I was mentioning earlier, lots of help available. A lot of students may say, I don't even know where the help desk is. That's why on the next slide we have a little picture of where it is in the library. Okay, so yes, you can always come into the help desk, but you can also go online too. We have a knowledge base out there in our service center online that has, I think, 700 or 800 knowledge base articles of how to do something. And that's through your My Bentley login as well. This is just a picture of our support site here. ServiceNow is the application that we have it on. it's Bentley Support Central is the name of the site. I just mentioned ServiceNow because when you go onto My Bentley, you may see ServiceNow there, and that's what it is. That we're going to change that to Bentley Support Central. So just in case you see different names, they mean the same thing. And the new Falcon web page is out there as well, and I'm going to talk about that a little more. But if you have a question, as you're an incoming student with Bobby Lynn's orientation, all that, if you have questions, this is the place to submit them. Okay. If you're a student logging in, you'd use the new Falcon web page. If you're a family member, you'd use the family of new Falcon questions because this does not require a Bentley login. But if you're a student, you want to be using the new Falcon web page. Okay, just a couple of screenshots of the help desk. We're on the bottom floor of the library. We're here to assist you with your laptop, IT support issues. We will do our best. We will assist you with supporting applications that we support. You know, we're not a one-stop shop for all IT needs, but we do our best to direct you, assist you. And of course, as I mentioned, you get a laptop loaner if your machine's in getting repaired. If you are stuck and had a personal laptop, didn't get the one from Bentley, and you forgot it at home or something, and you're having an issue, you can always borrow a laptop for 3 hours as well. And we also loan out laptop power cords, phone chargers. We assist you with your MFA, your multi-factor authentication, Wi-Fi connectivity. All right, so at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you a demo of My Bentley and the applications that are under it. Okay. So as I was Flex the Falcon, our mascot, I'm going to use, we have an account for Flex the Falcon, so it looks as close to a student account as possible. Being a staff member, my account would look very different to you, so I'm trying to give you as close to an explanation as possible. So I'm going to go to my.bentley, and I'm going to try to boost this size of this font up a little bit. Okay, so Workday. Faculty, staff, and students. And this is your Bentley email address. Full Bentley email address. And our password. Okay. So if you have the app installed, the Microsoft Authenticator app installed on your phone, it would prompt you. You put the code in here. This is a different account than I normally use, so I am going to get a text to my cell phone. Okay. So here we are inside Workday. Okay, if you are looking for a job on campus, there's an option to look for a job. And if you aren't able to see jobs on campus, you would need to check with financial aid on that. Okay. Student employment. Academics, this is a common one. Try to boost the screen up so we can all see it a little bit better. Okay. So your classes. Okay. Our chess person, he is not registered for any classes right now. Let me see what else is on here. Courses available to register for. So, of course, we want to go future. And we want to do 25, 26. So let's just say we want to look at the courses out there for fall 25. And I'm an undergraduate student. And this is something the Office of Student Success and the Registrar's Office will be, walking you through during registration. And this is just a list of all the classes out there that you would be available to register for. Okay. And I'm going to go back to the main profile. Okay. Okay, financials. Account balance, statement, information, your legal name. And this is how, under contact information in Workday, you would edit your address, your phone number. Okay. Again, academics is everything related to your grades and your classes. Okay, so I am gonna go back to, so Office 365. I'm on my Bentley. I am already on campus as I'm presenting, and I've already accessed Workday. Okay, so when I open Office 365, if you are opening this, yep, it's logging me right in because I'm already logged in once. Okay, so here is Office 365. So as I mentioned, it could show a larger application out here. Let me just boost the screen size up a little bit. Okay, here's my Outlook email. And here's Falcon Flex's email. Okay. My applications down the left. As OneDrive. This is the spot where you want to save all your files. Okay. You are welcome to save them on your laptop, but I strongly, from experience, I've worked here for a while, you want to save them on your Bentley OneDrive. Okay. Okay, so just again, as I was mentioning earlier, if you want to install locally, if you want to install Word, Excel, PowerPoint locally to your actual computer, install apps. And Microsoft 365. That's how you would install that. Okay. ServiceNow, Bentley Support Central. What's your name? Okay. So remember I was saying earlier, I want to find out how to print. I got to type in Falcon Printing. Okay. Here we are here. And these are the directions, how to install the Falcon printers on campus. One for Mac, one for Windows, and this is going to push me out to the Windows one. I'm going to go, let me get into the right spot. Let me just open ServiceNow again. Okay, we also list any service interruptions. Good news, there's nothing right now. And if there's any planned IT maintenance, that will also show here. You can also submit a ticket here if you wish. Another thing you can do, if you want to just email helpdesk@bentley.edu, that will also create a ticket and we'll follow up with you during our business hours. Our business hours, we're open 7 days a week, depending on what the IT need is. Sometimes the hardware repairs only open Monday through Friday, and some things, holidays, we're open a lot of hours, but not 24/7. But we're open 8 in the morning till 8 at night, Fridays till 5, Saturdays till 5, and then Sundays 12 to 8. So Falcon, how can I help? I already put in, I want to put in something about Wi-Fi calling. Document explaining how to enable it on most phones. And as I was mentioning earlier, if new Falcon questions, if you have a question about the orientation process, your name, your ID, phone, email, and okay. And there's some more information you could check off. Okay, so at this point, I am going to actually jump over to let Bill actually talk about his Brightspace piece. So Bill, I'm going to let you take it away.
Thank you, Fred. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bill Elizondo, and I'm a senior academic technologist with the Academic Technology Center here at Bentley. And we handle most of the technologies associated with academics, the learning management system, Qualtrics surveys, Respondus lockdown browser, and other tools associated with the learning management system. I'm going to share my screen and pop in to my Brightspace and just show you around in there. As you can see, I have my Bentley bookmarked. I keep my Bentley open because I can get to everything I want all the time. Please bookmark it, as Fred was showing you. And you would just go in and hit D2L Brightspace. I'll do that, and I'll show you a student view, but it's going to be an employee view, so you'll see a lot of stuff on here. But I just want to show you how you do it with your Bentley email address and password. Well, it logged me in as student one because I'm already in, so it didn't take me right there. But this is what you will see as a student when you log into Brightspace. You'll see the Brightspace logo, which is your home page, and it will bring you here no matter where you're at inside of the LMS. And on the main landing page, you'll have your navigation bar for the main Brightspace. It has a place for all your learning resources, academic policies, Discover for students, and Discover is a place where you can go and enroll in self-enroll into any courses that are available to you for self-enrollment. It has the learning labs and centers and organization and study skills coach shortcuts here for you. You can access the Bentley Library from here, and it will take you to the Bentley Library. It will take you back to the My Bentley homepage from here. We use a product called Kaltura Video for My Media, and what Kaltura Video does, it allows you to go in and actually record videos and store them for yourself. It is also a place where faculty create videos and store them and add them in to their courses for you to access them for any lectures or anything that they might have for you. Uh, uh, There's a calendar here that has a Brightspace calendar. It's not used a whole lot by faculty. Some use it, some don't, but you'll get more into each course. And then we have a help button. And if you click it, it takes you to our help site for the learning management system and other tools. Some how-to videos and pages on how to access things in Brightspace, and just some general knowledge questions. We also have an announcement area at the top here. This is for system announcements. This will go out to everyone, faculty, staff, students. These are done by us here at the Academic Technology Center, if in case there's any outages or things like that that you need to know about, things that are not working inside of Brightspace correctly. You have the My Courses widget. This lists your courses. It lists all your courses, pinned courses, and how you would pin a course, which is really good to do, is you would select a course and you can go up and select the pin. And go back to your pinned courses, and it shows all your courses that you have pinned, which is easy access for you. You can also go and select courses by semester. The student doesn't have any for fall 25 yet or summer, but has their spring. So it will show a list of all the courses that you had in the spring. There is an academic calendar underneath widget, and it will show anything that's coming up, mostly Bentley wide, that has been listed inside the calendar of Brightspace. We have a help widget also. And if you click the Brightspace knowledge base, it will take you to the page I showed you earlier. Also lists the phone number to the help desk and the email to the help desk. And you can click them and it will take you to the help desk, and you can put an email in right there and get any help you need. It has a work to do widget, which shows you what you have coming up for work. This one on this page is for all your courses, so it can get quite long. The 9 dots at the top allow you to go in and search for a course. The alerts, we don't use those very much. You probably won't get very many system subscription alerts here, but you will get the bell, and the bell gives you updates depending on what kind of notifications you want. If there's a quiz you need to take or something like that, you'll see a little orange dot. Just click on the dot and it gives you a list of everything that you have going. If you select your name, it allows you to go in and access your profile inside of Brightspace. And it allows you to add a LinkedIn. You can add a photo of yourself. You can put a tagline. You can put interest, anything like that you would like to put in here. Save it and close it. Your My Portfolio. The portfolio tool is not used very much by faculty here in Brightspace, but if it is used, you can access it here. And it's where you would put artifacts and things from your courses that you're saving. Notifications. This is very important. This is where you can go in and you could get the Pulse app, which allows you to, it's Brightspace Pulse app, allows you to access Brightspace from your phone through the app. It's available for both Android and Apple, and you can get it for at either place. Just clicking the link here will take you to the store, and you can download it. You can add another email address if you would like to get more notifications from Bentley and Brightspace. This allows you to pick how often do you want to receive a summary of activity for your courses. And it gives you these options. And the notification list. This is where you can select what notifications you want to receive from Brightspace for your courses. And it allows you to choose your grade values in there or future courses to send you notifications. Most people do not check the future courses because you would get, believe me, you're going to get a ton of emails. So just pick the ones that you really want to see. After a semester is over, sometimes other students haven't quite finished the course and they're making up material, and you still might get notifications from your course. You can go in here where it says exclude some courses and select manage my course exclusions, and it will allow you to go in and click and select which courses you don't want to get messages from, which helps cut down on that. And then you just hit the save button. And so we're back to the main page. And so now I'm just going to go into a course, and I'm just going to go to this and go to, this is my test course. You won't see all the stuff that's in there. I have tons of stuff in there, but I've hidden most of it. But in here, you'll have another nav bar. And what this nav bar is it's your course home, which is this page. And in here, you will have course announcements, if there are any. And these are specifically for your course. You will have the work to do widget here. This tells you any work that's due or coming due in your course for the next 2 weeks. You have the visual table of contents widget, which is actually the same as this area, the content, but you can get to any of the area here for that. And once you click on, we're just going to go to the course information page, which is the main page when you come in anyway under the content area. It's the first one listed. And it will show you any kind of information in the course info that you might need. It'll have your instructors page. Our dog Max is my picture. And it has all the Bentley policies here that you can get to, the honor code, etc. Usually a syllabus is here. Some faculty have it set up a little bit different, but this is more generally what it'll look like for all your courses. The navigation will be the same. Faculty might call these modules, they might call them weekly, they have it different ways, but once you select one, it will give you the material that you'll be having. You just click on it and it opens up. It allows you the opportunity to scan it here. You can go up and download it if you would like by hitting the little download button. Go to full page, etc. You have some faculty will link their assignments in here. So you'll know exactly where your assignments are and when they're due under the certain weeks or modules, whatever. And you would go in and you could get the instructions by clicking on it here. And then you would be able to upload a file, drag and drop a file. or submit. And that's the same for all of these. If your instructor decides to have a Zoom class, they will have this module here. They might have it hidden. You might not see it until they actually need to do a Zoom, but it gives you all the information you'll need, where to log in, how to log in, etc. If there are any course recordings available for you to look at, they will be listed here. And you would just select them under this. Anything with one of the little arrows has information underneath it or more to access. There might be some resources pages. They might actually have a library resource for you and link directly to it from here. The activities area are where your gradable items are at, assignments, discussions, quizzes, tests. You can get to them here. Same thing, just click on it, add your file, any comments, and submit the activity, discussions. Everything kind of looks the same, flows the same. And you would just click on the blue to start a new thread. Just click it and start typing. And then post. Quizzes, you can come here and you will take your quiz. This is Respondus. I'm not going to click on it because if I do, it's going to tell me to come up and then it's going to make me close out everything and I will lose you. So grades. This will take you to the grades and show what you have that has been posted by your faculty member. And it allows you to even print those out if you would like. There are other tools you could use. You can go to announcement. The class list shows your classmates in the course. And you can click on their picture or profile. And if they have anything under the profile that I showed you earlier, you'll see it. You can get to the Kaltura Media Gallery. You can select your class progress here, and that shows you how you're doing overall, where you've been. It kind of gives you a little self-check area. And then we have the calendar for the course. If faculty uses the calendar, it will be there. That's pretty much it. Going through Brightspace. Oh, and going back again, if you hit the Brightspace, it takes you to the main Brightspace page where all your courses and everything are at. And I'm pretty much done. If there's any questions, please. Thank you, everyone.
Wonderful. And I know that there was one more question that we did receive around how to get in to submit that work order. So I'm going to pass it over to Fred to just quickly share how a student would go in to submit a work order. And then if we have a few moments to answer any questions, we're happy to do so. If we're unable to get to that, we will show one quick slide at the end, just so that way, if folks continue to have questions as they're reviewing this content, they'll be able to view that. So Fred, would you like to share your screen quickly to show that?
Absolutely. Okay. Okay. So if one last plug for my.Bentley. I know you're tired of hearing about it, but so my Bentley, all those apps we talked about, and click on all resources. And now we see some more. Okay, Infor. This is one exception to the rule. This is your ID number. I'm going to put in, if I put my ID number in here, it will log me in. The ID number is the ID card. It starts with a B. The work order system does not require a B. Okay, you don't want to put a B in, but just a reminder, you need to be on the Eduroam Wi-Fi network, and then you'd click Info, and then put in your ID number, no B, and that'll take you in to submit a work order. Okay, so just going to put up this slide for another minute or two. Many places to go to get help. General questions for orientation as a new student, you'd go to that New Falcon question form. And you can always call the help desk, email the help desk. Our website is listed here. And the address for Bentley Support Central or service now.
Wonderful.
Okay, so thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Fred and Paul and Bill, for all of this wonderful information. I know it is a lot, but I think something that was continued to be reiterated, and I think is a key that I stand by, is Bentley, my.bentley.edu is the go-to place. That is going to be the place for you to always try to find any of this information that you're looking for. And I think the second piece is that there's always going to be support. So whether it is a question about your coursework, there's staff to support you. If there's questions around technology, there's staff to support you. We've reiterated this in many other sessions, but we really are here to help you succeed and to see you thrive here at Bentley. And that is in and outside of the classroom. So I want to thank again our presenters for today for being here. This will be available on our Bentley Orientation YouTube channel. So please do take a look at that and go through and mark the different bits of content that you need. For our students, you will hear a lot of this information again during orientation. So it's okay if you forget a little bit of it. We will bring this plus so much more once you are here on campus. And last but not least, please don't hesitate to reach out through that New Falcon question form or that family of New Falcon question form, and know that our help desk staff is always here to help to support all of your other needs. So thank you all so much and take care.